All right, guys, it's 8 o'clock. Right, let's get started. Have pen and paper ready. Be committed. Don't skip out because this is a short, very short live stream that we're doing, okay? Facebook Live. We're getting started, okay? So the idea of today's conversation, guys, is this. How do we create referrals without even asking? What is the science of that, right? Now, we're going to get started by understanding what's the referral potential in today's world, or let's say what is the importance of referrals today, right? In today's economy, you can't step out, or you can, but it's more difficult than it has ever been, right? People are not really looking to be sold to, right? So you can't step out. People are not looking to be sold to. The buying priorities of people has changed. Their emotions, the emotions with which they used to buy, those emotions have changed, right? So look at all these factors together. You can't step out. It's difficult at least, right? People are not looking to have people over, meet them right now, okay? The buying patterns have changed. Their emotions have changed. Now, at times like these, being connected to someone, whether through a phone call, whether through an email, whichever way, right? If somebody's introducing you to someone else, referring you to someone else, that is the most effective, least expensive, most efficient way of connecting with people, right? So this is the time. Why am I saying this to you? I'm saying this to you because I want you to understand this, that right now you should be thinking more on referrals, right? You should be asking that, how do I get more referrals? Because there is potential in your network, okay? Each and every one of you. Let me ask you this question. Type in yes in the chat box if you agree to this, that we all have untapped potential in our network, right? If you agree to this, that there is potential in our network, in our existing network, that we have not really tapped right now, that we have not leveraged right now, right? If you believe that is the case, go to the chat box, type in yes, right? I want to see some responses of what people are saying, right? So if you agree with me on this, type in yes. It's gonna take a couple of seconds delay for me to get to see this, right? So the conversation is this: you can't step out. Extremely difficult to meet people. People are not looking to be sold to. So in an economy like this, which is the post-lockdown economy, right? One of the most difficult things is to connect with people, and the most effective way is to get introduced to someone, and combine that with the fact that we have untapped potential in our network that we haven't leveraged, right? That creates golden opportunity for us, right? So let's start talking about this, okay? Number one, before we talk about how to get more referrals, let's talk about a few mistakes that we are making in the existing world, right? Abhi hum referrals ke world mein kya galtiyan kar rahe hain? The mistakes that we're making includes this, right? Number one, we have lost out on a lot of business because we did not follow up, right? Our follow-up hasn't been effective. We all know that, right? Okay, so the follow-up has been a problem. Number two, right? We have conditioned ourselves into believing that it's somehow wrong to ask for referrals, right? Although today's conversation is about how to get referrals without asking, but I want to give you a little more than what you have promised, right? And one of the things I want you to know is that it's very important that we understand that it's absolutely okay to pick up the phone, call people, and ask for referrals, right? Get that. Now, whichever way you're doing, whether referrals are coming to you, right, and or whether you're asking them, make sure that your follow-up is absolutely spot on, and that you're using some kind of system, some kind of technology to track the referrals that are coming, how many follow-ups you've done. And I always tell this, that minimum 5 follow-ups on a referral before you give it up, right? Never stop follow-up before 5 times, right? Whether they're picking your phone or they're not, whether they're replying to your email or not, you do not stop follow-up before five attempts, okay? That's the bare minimum. Brilliant. Jayesh, I'm so happy to be to be reading this, that your business solely relies on referrals. And you and I need to connect, buddy. It's been a very long time since we have spoken. I'm always jealous, Jayesh, with your BMW bikes that I keep seeing you riding around. Okay, so it'll be good to connect again. Been a long time. Okay, right. Now, guys, we're jumping straight away into the 3 steps that need to happen for us to generate referrals without asking. Okay, and these 3 steps is essentially the conversation, and I want to keep it very crisp with you. Short, quick conversation, right? Okay, I call these HISP. Okay, high HISP, right? HISP. HISP stands for high impact short burst, right? So this is a short session. It's a 20-25 minute session, right? But the idea is to create more impact. And straight away, we're jumping in now to the 3 points that we need to follow to make sure that referrals come to us without even asking, okay? So step number 1, get ready for this. Step number 1 is this, guys. Think of referrals as a system, right? We often rely on referrals where we just sit back. We're like, okay, I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna wait for referrals to come my way, right? Those are called passive referrals, right? Whether you're dealing with passive referrals or active referrals, whether you're sitting back and waiting for referrals to come to you, or you're going out and asking for referrals, either way, is what you have to do is this, right? That you're gonna treat it like a system, which means you gotta have referral goals, right? You gotta have an Excel sheet, a Google sheet, whatever works for you, right? You gotta have one of those sheets where you are writing how many referrals you want every month, right? How much business you want to generate from your referrals, right? Look at this. Again, type in yes or no in the chat box if you agree to what I'm saying, right? I'm saying this, that any customer of ours has the potential to give us at least one more customer in their lifetime with us, as har customer ka ek lifetime hota hai, right? So if you agree to this, type in agree or yes in the chat box, right? And I'm saying this, that every customer of ours can give us at least one customer in their lifetime, right? But does that happen in the real world? No, it does not, right? The reason this is not happening in the real world, thanks Harsh, thanks Gautam, thanks, yeah, Jayesh, brilliant, okay, thanks Amrinder, cool. So the reason that's not happening is, one, obviously we don't ask for referrals, but the bigger reason is that we don't look at referrals as a system, right? We don't have an intention of how many referrals do I want to create for myself. We don't have that. We don't assign a kitty to them. We don't assign a budget that through referrals I want to generate so much business, right? Cool. Thanks Sid, thanks Anthony, thanks Rahul, right? Brilliant guys, thank you for your response. Okay, so step number 1 is treat it as a system. Set up a Google sheet and ask yourself, how many referrals do I want to generate? The intention that you set for creating referrals has a very powerful role. We guys take referrals for granted, right? A lot of people are part of platforms, various platforms. Now, they only think of referrals in terms of platforms. They're not really going around thinking, okay, I'm getting the referrals from the platforms, but if every customer of mine should be giving me one referral in their lifetime, why are they not? Here are the stats for you. Let me give you the numbers, right? 80% of your customers will say that they would want to refer you. 80%, right? 20% of them will refer you. That means there's a 60% gap there. 60% gap. And big part of the reason is you're not asking, but there are a couple of reasons too. So reason number 1 for creating referrals without asking is, step number 1 is set up a system. What is a system? Where you have goals, where you're tracking. I want these many referrals, how many am I getting, right? A system where you're making sure that if a referral is coming, we're following up. That's very important. If I give you a referral and you mess up in the follow-up, you don't reach out to the person, I am not going to be inclined to be giving you another referral after that, because I will feel that you have disrespected me, that I gave you something and you did not appreciate it, right? So it's absolutely important that you're tracking the referrals somewhere, okay? and you're making sure that your follow-up is going on time, right? And that's got to be a system. Set goals of how many referrals you want, track how many follow-ups you've done, and I've already said minimum 5 follow-ups, okay? All right, minimum 5, right? Cool. Okay, thanks, Rahul. Brilliant. Okay, now going to step number 2, right? And this is the big conversation that I want to have with you today, right? And that conversation is this: become relevant for people. If you want people to refer you without you asking, right, you gotta become relevant for people, right? You gotta be someone that they're thinking about, that they like, that comes in front of them every now and then, and that anytime this person comes, this person adds value in their life, in your life, you in their life, right? So relevance is the single biggest reason that people refer without asking, that you're relevant to them, okay? Now let's just say I'm a networking coach, right? I'm a networking coach, but I'm not coming in front of you, right? You're not seeing any post of mine. You're not watching me do any of these sessions, no webinars, nothing, right? And I'm just sitting back and saying, Joe, referrals a business, right? Now, when I am not coming to you and I'm not adding value in your life, right? I'm not relevant to you. And if I'm not relevant to you, then I'm making it easy for you to forget me, right? It's very important that you understand that, okay? So I need to come to you, right? Which is visibility, right? So I need to be visible to you, but then I can't just be visible. I need to make sure that I'm adding value in your life. Now, what is value here? Let's understand. Value is a combination of your challenges and my offering. Write that down, right? Value is a combination of your challenges, which means in case of you, value is the combination of their challenges and your offering, right? So you as audience watching this live Facebook Live right now, you will, let's say, have 10 challenges today, okay? And 1 or 2 of them might be related to networking. So when I give value on those 1 or 2 challenges of yours, I become relevant to you. When I become relevant to you, you remember me, you feel that I have contributed in your life, right? Positive recall happens. And then the moment somebody says, I am struggling in networking, you say, oh, well, you should go look up Paritosh. Right? Now that's a referral getting created without anyone asking for it. Okay, cool. Now let's go to the next step. Let's understand how can we become relevant. Okay, now one thing, thank you Gautam, thank you so much. Now one thing very clearly is adding value. The more value that you add in people's life, right, the more relevant you become, because we're surrounded by people who only want to take from us, right? Everybody's trying to reach out and coming around and saying, okay, you know what, yeah, I want to get from you, I want to get from you, I want to get from you, okay? But the moment you come around and you become that person who says, right, that, hey, I don't want anything from you, I want to give you this, I want to help you, right? And when I help you, if you want to come back to me, come back, and if you don't want to come back to me, we're still friends. Right? There's no pressure. This value that I'm giving to you is not conditional. The moment you start doing that, the moment people start to understand that this person is trying to help, right, you start to become relevant. Okay, so very quickly, I want to summarize what we have discussed so far, right? We've discussed this, that number one, we have to understand the importance of referral in the current stage, in the current scenario. What is the importance? We can't move out, right? People don't want to meet a lot of people. Buying behavior has changed. Emotions have changed. So at times like these, being introduced to someone, being referred to someone is one of the strongest ways of creating new business opportunity. That's the importance, okay? Number two, stop making mistakes. Mistakes like not following up properly, right? Not thinking about referrals, not creating a priority on referrals, treating referrals passively. Stop doing that. Make referrals important in your life, okay? And then the 3 steps. Right now we're talking about the 3 steps to create referrals without even asking. The step number 1 that we've discussed so far is this: create a system, right? Set up a system. Do not leave referrals on Ram Bharose, right? What does a system look like? 2 key elements. Number 1, referral goals. How much business do you want to generate through the power of referrals? The moment you write that, you set an intention where referrals become important, and anything that is important for us, we start attracting that, right? Remember that, please. That is why people who are in the negative mindset are constantly attracting negative people, because they're vibrating at negative energy. So the moment you start vibrating at referrals, you will start attracting referrals. So step 1 is to set up a system, set up a goal, right? And the second thing in your system you have to do is you have to start tracking that these were the referrals that came to me. How is the follow-up that is going on? How many times has it happened with you that you got a referral, you tried following up once, twice, and then it died out? Okay, so system is an important part. System will make sure that you are following up. And remember the rule: never give up a follow-up before 5 attempts. Okay, often our ego comes in the way. Somebody will refer you to me, you'll call me once, I'll say I'm busy. Second time you'll call me, I'll not pick up the phone, and you'll assume that I'm being pricey. You'll assume that, right? Don't assume. 5 times follow-up minimum, okay? Step number 2 that we've spoken is this: that be relevant in the world of people. How do we be relevant? We become relevant by doing a couple of things. Number 1 is by adding value in their life. What is value? Value is an overlap of their problem and your offering, right? You're here because you want to learn more about referrals. That's your problem. My offering is teaching on referrals. So anywhere that your problem and my offering overlaps, right, that becomes value for you. That's number 1. Let's go to number 2. What is the second thing we can do to become relevant? I call this become a connector. Okay, make it a priority to start connecting people, start referring people. Okay, because what happens is when you refer someone, okay, they start thinking that they have to help you back. This is called reciprocity, right? It is built in our DNA, right? When somebody calls you over their home for a dinner, right? When you're leaving from their place, you end up feeling, oh, we got to call them back, right? We got to call them for dinner at our place now. Yeah, you want to balance that out. So making sure that you're giving referrals, okay, is very, very important. That you got to start giving referrals out. You got to start connecting people. Become a connector, right? That's extremely important, because when that happens, your network starts to see you as someone who cares about other people, who wants to help other people, who wants to contribute in their life, right? And you start to become more relevant. Now, this goes beyond your offering, and that's the power of it, right? This goes beyond your offering. Now, people start thinking, oh, you know what? While he's a good person, who's a good businessman, good businesswoman, good professional who does this, this is a genuine person who wants to help other people. And that creates an emotional connection with you, and that connection drives people to like you, and when likability kicks in, magic starts to happen. Okay, right? So what do? Number 1, you add value. Number 2, you become a connector, right? That you start connecting people, right? Number 3, you start giving referrals. You make giving referrals a priority. For a lot of us, getting referrals is important, giving is not, right? We will sit down, spend, let's say, half an hour, 20 minutes on making sure that we have the plan to get referrals, but we don't sit down and make a plan to give referrals. We don't open our phone book and say, oh, who can I connect to whom today? Who can I introduce to whom? Right? And then let me give you a master stroke. Right? Find a way to start sharing your customer success stories. Yes. Find a way to start sharing your customer success stories. On this page, Networking Success Group, if you'll scroll down, you'll see there's an interview that I did with Gurpreet. Gurpreet is a client of mine, and where I'm talking to him how in a one short year of time he became a brand in his network, right? That's his customer success story. So when people watch the customer success story, they start to see now someone else is saying, right? I'll talk about testimonials in a moment. You'll be shocked about what I have to say, right? Now, when people hear the success story from your customer, right, it really connects them. They say, wow, this is possible, right? Paritosh is doing a good job. He's helping people, and they start remembering you, okay? Right. Now let's talk about Rahul's testimonials, okay? Now, not testimonials. I do not give a lot of weightage to testimonials, and you can hate me for it. I have no problem, okay? Anytime we read testimonials, they seem scripted, right? I have very rarely read a testimonial and I would have felt, oh my God, this is genuine, right? Most of the time, testimonials seem scripted, right? Everybody knows that somebody's going to give you a testimonial, you're going to do plus minus, you're going to make it look really nice and put that up. Okay, I'm not saying that I don't use testimonials, I do too, right? But I don't bank on testimonials. I'm not saying they're not important, right? I'm just saying they're not that important. Okay, so more than testimonials, get your customer on a Zoom call, right? Get them to sit with you, right? And get them to share their story, right? How they've grown. Make this conversation about them, not about you. After this live stream, after this Facebook Live, do go and check out below on this page my interview with Gurpreet. And I've recorded a few more. I'm editing them right now. I'll be uploading them very soon, right? So use customer success stories. Bring them out. Showcase your customers. Showcase their success. Make that conversation about your customer, not about you. Right? The more that you show them that they're doing amazing work, the more your credibility is implied. Right? It automatically goes to say that you're the one who's contributed. Right? Video testimonials, again, Kunal, this is a good conversation, right? Now, really depends. So if you've got an uncomfortable testimonial where someone is saying, hi, yes, so Paritosh Pathak did this training in our company. He came and everybody really appreciated this, and this happened, and that happened, and that happened. If you've got somebody uncomfortable, it's not going to work. Right? So video testimonials get from people who have a presence on the video, right? And ask them to be unscripted, ask them to be natural, ask them to share the experience and not just say the testimonial-y thingies, right? They need to come around and say that, you know what, this guy came in, at first we thought that he's going to be just another trainer, and we thought this is going to be just another training. But the way this guy worked, the way this guy captured the attention of the audience, the way he got them to think, and the way he broke their beliefs, that was magical. Right, so if you've got a video testimonial like this, that's going to work, but not just an uncomfortable, embarrassing one where I give one to you just because it's an obligation that you asked for, right? So if you're taking a video testimonial, prepare with someone, right? Figure out what are the things they have to say. There are different things people can say, right? It could be about the service, right? It could be about the delivery. It could be about the people, right? It could be about the service. It could be about the support, right? So figure out what is the theme of the video testimonial that you're taking, right? And in that theme, create that. But please go ask a person who's comfortable on the camera, right? Otherwise, it's very, very difficult, okay? Cool, right. So what have we discussed? We've discussed 2 steps right now, right? One last step left, only 1 step left, and then we're done for today. These, like I said, we're working, I'm doing this on a HISP model, right? HISB, right? High impact short burst. So it's a short live stream, only 20 minutes, but the intent is to create high impact from it, okay? So let's go to the final thing that I have to share with you today, the step number 3. Step number 1 was, right, think of it as a system, right? Make sure that you have goals that you're setting, and then you are tracking right? And the secret behind that is the moment you set goals, it becomes a part of your intention. Whatever is in your intention will start coming into your world. You already know that, right? Nothing new there. So make it that. That's very, very important, okay? Number two, as part of your system, track that. Track how many referrals you're getting. Are you doing the follow-up or not? Make sure minimum 5 follow-ups before it goes down. Step number 2, become relevant for people, right? Extremely important. Become relevant for people, okay? Now, what does that mean? How do you become relevant? Become a connector. Connect people, right? Connect one person to another person. Add value in their life. What is value? Value is where their challenge overlaps with your offering, right? They may have 10 problems in their life. If there are 2 problems that your offering can solve and you contribute on that, right, that becomes value. If they do not have the problem, whatever you're giving is not value. Okay, so you got to sit down and ask yourself, what is the problem in people's life that I can solve, right? And then you got to give referrals yourself, because when you're giving referrals, people start to notice you. They're like, okay, this person's helping, right? That's good. I want to help this person back. Reciprocity. We've heard about this for the longest time, right? And number 4, the golden strategy, customer success stories. This beats written testimonials. This beats video testimonials. This is a conversation. Again, to get a hint of this, go on this page below and watch my customer success story interview with Gurpreet. You got to watch that. You'll understand that it's all about making your customer the hero of this conversation. Okay, cool. And then coming to the last point of the day. Now, this is a point, guys, that's going to seem really simple, and it's going to seem very obvious. And I promise you that you miss this most of the time, right? Are you ready for it? Right. Thank the people who refer you. Right. Remember to thank the people who refer you. So many of us completely miss this out, right? So if I refer you and after a few days you call me back and you say, hey Paritosh, I'm just calling to say thank you so much. We spoke, the business didn't convert, Paritosh. This wasn't the right opportunity for that person or for me. That's all right. But you know what? I love the fact, Paritosh, that you tried referring me. I am so happy that you have that trust on me, right? If you call me and you say that, right, I am going to feel good. Right. When I'm going to feel good, I'm going to remember you more. When I'm going to remember you more, I am going to refer you more. That's the game, right? So very quickly summarizing, that's it. I'm quickly going to summarize now, okay? 3 steps is number 1, treat it as a system, right? Set an intention that you want referrals, set referral goals, right? Follow up with people, okay? Very clearly, follow up minimum 5 times, okay? Step number 2, very clearly, become relevant. How do you become relevant? 4 things. Become a connector, add value, give referrals, share customer success stories. And step number 3, the most important step of all, thank people, right? Pick up the phone, record a short video, give them a call, go meet them, send them a card, whatever works, right? But remember to thank the people around you who are referring you, right? And that's it. That was the session today. That's it. I wanted to keep it short. I wanted to keep it high impact, short burst. Right? HISB. Okay, cool. What are you taking away from today, guys? Tell me. Go to the chat box, hit the chat box, and tell me what's been your takeaway. I would love to read that. I'd love to read that. I'd love to know what are you taking away? What are you going to do? What's the action you're going to take? What have you realized? Right? What was the learning here? Okay, whatever it was. Go to the chat box and type that in right now. Okay? In terms of learning, that was it, right? And yes, one more important thing. Please tell me, what do you want these Facebook Lives to be on? Give me challenges in the world of networking. What are you struggling with? Okay? When you give me those challenges, it gives me ideas. Today, this conversation came in because I posted it and sent it on emails, and one person that wrote back and said, "But you know what, I wanted to be this, how do I get referrals without even asking," right? And that was such a powerful topic that I had to do something about it. I couldn't let this topic go, okay? I couldn't let this topic go, right? So tell me your challenges, okay? let's look at what are the takeaways, right? Okay, so Jayesh is saying he does this, fantastic, right? Thanking them, brilliant. Rahul, my pleasure. Gautam says, creating customer success stories is his takeaway. Jayesh is saying, great session, we'll be sharing this. Thanks, Jayesh. Thank you so much for spreading the word, spreading the love. DBS, my pleasure. Absolutely welcome, welcome, welcome. Divya says, 5 follow-ups are more important. This is what I am taking away. Brilliant. Divya, I'm so glad that you're getting this value. Right, Anthony says 3 steps that I mentioned. Fantastic, Anthony. Build them on. Okay, Prashant says follow up then at least 2 times, right? More than 2 times. Okay, brilliant. And thanking people. Brilliant. Okay, DBS says value. Okay, Ritu says great session. Thanks. My pleasure, Ritu. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Anthony says minimum 5 follow-ups. Brilliant, guys. Cool. Remember, guys, stay connected to this page, Networking Success. It's very important that you stay connected, right? If you have a question on networking, post in this group and I will reply to that. Okay? I try and do that as many times as possible. So please, whenever you have a question, post this in the group and I will do that. Stay connected to this group. Please share this group with people. Let's bring in more amazing people together. Invite your friends to join this. And I look forward to seeing you very soon in another high impact short burst Facebook Live, right? So until then, guys, take care, God bless, and see you soon.